Facebook, what's up, family? How y'all doing? Welcome to another episode of Kitchen Table Conversations. Y'all come on in, man. Come on in, like and share this, Yeah, let's talk. Let's have an open and honest conversation tonight. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I'm telling you guys, it's gonna be good. How's everybody doing? Let me get over here on this page. I got everything humming tonight, so hopefully should nothing break down on me. We just spent enough on this devilish doggone software. Gotta change this. I don't know why I'm saying my friends. I don't know why it won't go public. But we're gonna change that right now. See if we can change that. Edit privacy. Let's go public. Done. Here we go. Y'all like and share us on Facebook. We got a great conversation going, guys. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Call in with your questions at 205. I'm gonna put this on the screen. 242-1957. I'm gonna pin it. Y'all come on in. Hey, Miss Rogers, thanks for coming on. Jackie, what's going on? How you doing, Miss Jackie? Y'all come on in. D Brown, thanks for coming on in. We appreciate y'all. I hope it's clear. We're clear on your end. I hope you can see us real well. I got a dynamic show for you guys tonight. Tonight we will be talking to Mr. Stefan Lewis about his possible run for mayor. Mr. Stefan Lewis, y'all know, is a resident of Tuscaloosa. Hey, Alicia, for coming on Instagram. How you doing? Thanks for coming on, love. I appreciate it so much. And he's possibly running for mayor. So, guys, I'm telling you, and this is a great topic right here. Are we ready? Are we ready for a black mayor? Are we ready? Are we ready, guys? Are we ready? Are we ready? I don't think that the point of us, are we ready for a black mayor? Are we ready for the right one? I think that's more of the conversation. But we're going to get into that. Thanks for coming on, Peter Parker, man. Hey, great job, sir. Great job. Great job on your photos and stuff you did the other day. Hey, man, y'all need some pictures made, some photos, some stuff like that. Holla at your boy, Peter Parker, Stone Nitty. He is awesome, man. He brought out a drone, and the thing was like 100 feet in the air. It was crazy. It was crazy. So we had a great time over there. D Brown, D Rose, thank you for coming on. Over here on. We need you guys to like and share this. Share. Please share. Come on with your questions. You can call in. With that, April, thanks for coming on. We'll get into the conversation in a few minutes. Couple things real quick. Shout out to our sponsor, Miss Michelle Cooley with Cooley Allstate Agency. The ad should be coming up. 5, 4, 3, 2. Now you tripping. Okay, but it's supposed to be coming up in a second. So Michelle Cooley with the Cooley Allstate Agency right down Hard Grove Road. Go by and get all your insurance needs right there at the Cooley. There we go. At the Cooley Allstate Agency. Give a call at 205-561-1973. I guarantee you she does my life insurance, my kids' insurance, my homeowner's insurance. She does all kinds of sorts of insurance needs for not only me, but my family and my business. So go by and see Michelle. I guarantee you will not be disappointed. She is awesome. Her staff is awesome. So go by there and see her. And if you go by there and see her, tell her Kitchen Table sent you over there. So guys, a couple more things. Welcome to the Y Men's Club new board today. Executive board, Ms. Dionne Washington, president, Mr. Matthew Wilson is the vice president. Welcome them along. Y'all partner with those guys. And Darren McKinstry is secretary, and myself as treasurer. We're partnering with those guys, partnering with that organization so we can bring some effective extracurricular activities outside of school to West Tuscaloosa, especially in our underserved areas. So go at the Y, get the information, hit on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Ms. Dionne Washington, Ms. Matthew Wilson, Darren McKinstry. Holler at either one of us, and we'll get you signed up. Be a member. It's only $10,120 a year. Involved in the Y Men's Club because we need your support. If we want to keep things like that in our community, community. We need your support and your membership. So jump on the bandwagon. Jerry, what's going on, Miss Barbara Bates? How you doing? You need resident, go by and give her a call, please. Go give her a call. Get that renter's insurance. I guarantee you you'll be happy. You'll be satisfied with what you got going on. So guys, as soon as Mr. Step come in here, we're gonna get busy. One more thing. Oh, tune in Man Talk. Man Talk Wednesday, 12 o'clock noon. This week episode will be pre-recorded. But it's gonna be hilarious again. Oh my God, it's hilarious. So y'all tune in. We got a lot of questions we're gonna answer. So tune in. Justin, how you doing? Tune in. So is on this in a few seconds. Y'all ready for Thanksgiving? Remember, COVID numbers going up around, not only West Alabama, but around the nation. Let's make sure we be safe. Make sure we be social distancing, masks, wearing our face shields, what have you. We do make sure we have our PPE if we're working in those central areas. Make sure you be safe. Let's not crowd on. My mom is not as excited this year because she usually have a gang of people at her house going to drive through Thanksgiving. So you can come through, you walk in the front door, get your plate and go out the back. She don't like that, but that's what we're going to do because we're going to keep mama safe. And we're going to keep everybody else safe. So, yeah. So Thanksgiving is off the chain. Coming up next week. Kids get out Thursday, I think, this week for Thanksgiving. Yep, Thursday. So you have your kids for a whole week. So y'all be safe. Don't be going all over the country, not wearing your mask and stuff like that. Let's stay safe. Let's be smart about it. Let's be smart about it. Let's be smart about it. I think that we have a lot of good traction with the safety with our schools and our teachers and our superintendents and different things like that. So look like I'm freezing up a little bit. I don't know. Is the connection good on y'all end or connection bad? Okay, is my audio messing up? I see that. I don't understand. I got everything humming. See, I knew when I said I had everything humming, something was gonna happen. See, Instagram, I knew something was gonna happen. When I said everything was humming, I knew something was gonna happen. So this is what I'm gonna do. Okay, we should be good on this. We're gonna change the Wi-Fi. Instagram, it was too good to be true. Too good to be. It was too good to be true. Too good to be true. I knew that was gonna happen. I knew it was gonna happen. So I hope I'm still on the air. Oh, that's probably what this is right there. There we go. Hello, kitchen table. So I started over. What's up, Daryl? How you doing, man?
I'm good. Everything good.
Okay, good. What you got going on? Oh, he says everything's good. So everything's good on our end. So we're gonna keep rocking and rolling. That just might be that screen over there. I don't know what's going on with that. It just might be that. So y'all come on, man. Let's go. We're waiting on Steph. Steph should be in here in about 2 minutes. We're gonna interview Steph. We're gonna talk to him about possible mayoral campaign. Him forming his exploratory committee. And is Tuscaloosa ready for a black mayor? I think that's a bad question to ask. Is Tuscaloosa ready for a different mayor? Well, we're gonna say black mayor since that's the topic of discussion tonight. So yeah. So y'all come on in, man. Share. I need everybody to share. We got 16 people on, 15 people on. I need more and more people watching this live. I need 500 people. I know it's probably impossible in Tuscaloosa, but I need 5 unless somebody's shooting or killing that fight and acting stupid. So I need 500 people to get on this live and let's talk. Let's have a good, open, honest conversation about Tuscaloosa and the future of Tuscaloosa. Because man, we got some questions about Elevate. We got some questions, all kind of stuff. We got a lot of questions. So yeah, come on in, come on in. Like and share, like and share. This is gonna be bananas. So while we waiting on Step, we're gonna go to a motivational moment. Be right back at you. Hey everybody, and welcome to another motivational moment with Rodney Pell. Today we're here in Washington D.C. at the iconic Lincoln Memorial, where right here, almost 60 years ago, Dr. Martin Luther King gave a speech entitled "I Have a Dream." It talked about equality and justice for all Americans and all of us being together in one in unity. And then we still have to think about those dreams we have today, that we can accomplish them. Your dreams will come true. Dreams can come true, and dreams do come true. I'm here to tell you, I'm a living dream. I'm a living testimony. Dreams do come true. So whatever you do, don't give up on your great dream. Keep fighting. Keep striving. Because in less than no time, you can be the one possibly here giving the same kind of speech to another generation. But you got to keep dreaming. You can't stop. You got to push. You got to get educated. You got to listen to your teachers. You got to listen to your parents. You got to listen to your mentors. Dream big and be more than what you think you can be. No matter your socioeconomic situation, no matter where you come from, no matter who your parents are, no matter the school you go to, you can be great. And you truly can accomplish all your dreams, because dreams do come true. Listen, guys, you have a great week. Once again, this motivational moments with Rodney Pell. See you soon. All right, that was our motivational moment. I was hoping that Step would come on, so come on, Step. Come on, man. Come on, I like to be prompt. I like people to be prompt. So, yeah. So how's everybody doing, man? Y'all send me some love on here. Thank y'all for coming on. Jackie Banks, Corliss Banks, how you doing? Love, Kim, how you doing? Tammy the Graffery, you gotta be from Greene County. Greene County love, all across the board. Greene County love. Monica, how you doing? Selena, how you doing? Y'all come on in, man. We just waiting on our guests. Our guests finna come on in a minute. So, like I said, what we're talking about tonight is Tuscaloosa ready for a black mayor? We have a huge voting block here in Tuscaloosa, city-wise. I think it's 49%, 48% black, 49% for the electric, voting electric. So it possibly can happen. But everybody and their mama got to get out and vote. But we know that even though it's 49% of the vote, we only get out and vote 13, 14% at a time. Hey, Kenya, how you doing, Kenya? No, he ain't came in yet. I'm sorry. He ain't came in yet. We waiting on him. The host ain't seen you yet. You gotta come, Step, get out and redo it, sir. So I'm waiting on you to come in. I'm sitting here waiting on you to come in. I invited you, so come on in here, sir. Come on in here, sir. Come on. Come on in here, sir. Well, this is what I'm gonna do, Step. I'm finna send you another invite on Facebook. So maybe that'll work. There you go. That should work, sir. Invite you straight into the studio. Yeah, I sent you an invite earlier. So come on, sir. Once you're in, we'll let you go. We're gonna get you on. There you go. Hopefully you'll be coming in now. I see you just ready to email again. So as soon as he get in, we're gonna rock and roll with this conversation. Now I spent a bunch of money on this software. Cameras, lights, background. We got all kinds of stuff going, but technology is a trip. I don't care how much money you spend and what you do, technology is a trip. So soon as we get this going, we're gonna be ready to rock and roll. So I don't know why he's not on, but anyway, we'll wait. We'll get him on. There you go. See See that? Step, what's up, man?
What's going on, man? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you. You got little graphics in the background. Look at me. Look at me on camera.
Maybe I got done the wrong thing. Hold up.
Oh no! See that? Now see you messed up. Then now my screen finna go black. What's going on, Stefan?
What's going on, man? How are you?
Oh, not much, man. Sorry, we was having a little technical difficulties right then, brother. I don't know what's going on. It's no matter how much money you spend and what you do, brother, it's sometimes ain't gonna do right.
Yeah, something always gonna happen. That's the live streaming is certainly a beast of its own for sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We didn't went from the Facebook Live to the Instacart or whatever it is to StreamYard to something else. Now we at something else just to try to make sure we get the right thing going, and hopefully this is the right thing. So, Step, man, thanks for coming on. Thanks for joining. I know it was last minute. I hit you up yesterday. And you was like, "Let's go, bro. Let's go." So I appreciate that. Oh, he froze up. What the world? No, I hear you. Come on with it. I don't hear your sound, sir.
Still loading or something.
There we go. There we go. That's on your end.
Not on my end, bro.
That's on your end.
It could be, but yeah, it could be.
All right, well, let's jump right into it, man. Before we get to messing up again.
Mm-hmm.
Brother, introduce yourself to the people that might not know you. Give us a little background of who you are and what you do now, and then we'll get right into this conversation of, is Tuscaloosa ready for a black mayor? Okay.
All right. So my name is Stefan Lewis. All my people call me Step, obviously. So I'm an entrepreneur. Been an entrepreneur for over 20 years in the digital space, in the marketing media space. And, I've just always been a concerned citizen, always been, one to do whatever it took to kind of fight for economic justice, civil justice for Black people. But on the west side, born on the west side, raised on the east side and Skyland Park, and just always had a love for Tuscaloosa and what it could become. It always just felt like the little city that could to me. We have all the resources available to have a great education. We should have great resources for us to have great businesses as well, and more opportunity.
Okay, Steph, man, that's good, man. Appreciate you. Like again, appreciate you coming on. Let's jump right into these questions because we got a lot of questions. People have been sending me stuff all day, stuff I done came up with. So first question is, Steph, can you hear me? I think your sound went out again. Now that's on his end. Can you hear me, Steph? Technical gods. God of technology, please fix this. All right, I guess he's gone. We kicked him off. Wow. I guess God of technology don't want us to be great tonight. Guys, we're gonna give him a second to get back on. Yeah. I don't know what happened. It just went off. So that's on his end, not mine. So soon as he click back in, we'll get the rock and roll. There we go. You back, bro?
Where you at, Rodney? You around?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can't. I have no idea what's happening, bro.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? I mean, can you see me? I mean, where?
I can see you. I can see you. I can hear you. I got you. So let's jump into this because the technology guys don't want us to be great tonight. Okay. So let's jump right into this. All right. First question, Steph. First of all, can you hear me? How y'all doing? Bear with us for a second, please. His sound keep going. Yeah, I think that's it. I think he might have a little technical glitch. Step, if you can hear me, man, log all the way out, shut everything down on reboot and come back. That might solve the problem. That might help you out some on your end. Or you can, are you in now? You got me? Nope. So maybe if you shut everything down, log all the way out, and then come back into the studio, that might work right. That might work a whole lot better right there. Because I believe that might be you. Y'all hold tight with us, man. We're gonna get this thing going. I think he heard me just then, so he can log out. Okay, topic of conversation tonight. Is Tuscaloosa ready for a black mayor? Like I was saying earlier, we have over 40% of the the election folks, the votes. Let me say that I can't get that word out. I'm sorry. We got 40-some% of the voting public here in Tuscaloosa, but the problem that we have is only 12, 13, 14%, if it's that high, of our eligible voters vote in Tuscaloosa. So that's why you don't see a huge surge when it comes to top leadership positions for us, like the mayor in the city of Tuscaloosa, because our votes, sometimes people don't need to vote. Now, we came out and voted this time for the president, which was huge. The numbers that we saw were huge numbers, but we need that every year. Every time it's an election, we need everybody to come out and vote, because every position holds weight. Every time somebody runs for city council, county commission, mayor, judge, circuit clerk, probate judge, what have you, every time somebody runs for a position, it directly affects your life, especially on the local level. It directly affects your life day to day. It day to day affects your life. So we need these huge numbers come out every time. Every time these huge numbers need to come out. Yep, it can happen. It can happen, Kenya. It can happen. It can happen. Step, I don't know if you want to call in. That's good. That's a suggestion. Kenya, let me get over here and see if he wants to call in. Let me move this out of the way. Do you want to just call in? We good on our end when it comes to the technology part. It's a little crispy, a little crunchy, but it's working. So hopefully, maybe he'll call in and get him in here. If he come back, log everything out again. So, but like I was saying, yeah, Kenya, it can happen, but a lot of those cities, okay, he just opened the link now, and he's trying to come back in. So hopefully it'll work. A lot of those cities have a huge voting block of African Americans because of those cities are predominantly urban areas. In urban areas, a lot of our people live in urban areas. Look at Philadelphia, Pittsburgh. Those areas are hugely urban areas, and those votes matter. What's up, Rob Thomas? How you doing, man? What's up, Mr. Chris Red? How you doing, sir? Thanks for coming on. So Birmingham, yep. Anniston, I think, Montgomery. A lot of those voting blocks are in urban areas. So we're gonna hope that Tuscaloosa may not, but my personal opinion, well, we'll talk with Step, get on here, so we'll see. Total Life Change, Marie, how you doing? Thanks for coming on Instagram. I hope he got my message. I think he did. Yeah, Mr. Lewis is having a issue on his end when it comes to technology. So hopefully he'll come in. But once again, I think we have a unique opportunity in the city of Tuscaloosa to elect some different people. And I'm not endorsing anybody, endorsing no district or saying who to run for. but I think we need cross the board change in the city. One or two people need to stay where they at, but it's a lot of folks that need to go because 2020 has been so clear, so interesting to me. It's been a great, awesome year. Even though we have lost almost 250,000 lives. I lost two of my family members behind COVID. Some of my friends behind it, cousins. So it has been destructive in that way. But I can remember. Okay, that's Step calling in. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah, man. I don't get that fix on your end now. I'm glad just it ain't mine.
I got the thing sitting here telling me that it's waiting on the host to let me in, so I don't know what is going on with this.
I don't know, man, because it's not showing up on my screen at all that you come in. Once I have to let you in, once you pop up on my screen, I can just click a button over. So it might come on in a minute. I don't know. So let's.
I'll try it again, but we can go
Yeah.
from here.
All right, man. Here we go. Let's get into these questions, y'all. First question is, we know 4 years ago you attempted to you ran for mayor. I guess I can say that you ran for mayor. So since that election cycle, what have you done and learned since then to prepare you for this next step?
Right. So, it was a lot. I mean, I learned a lot during the campaign. Obviously, it was a different kind of campaign because it was more of a activist campaign. The goal was not necessarily to I mean, you always want to win, but the goal was to bring a message, and the goal was to open the eyes of some people that maybe have not known what the demographics of Tuscaloosa are, but it turned into something that was more of a movement that really brought truth to a lot of people that were formerly incarcerated, that they had not defined moral turpitude, and our campaign shed a lot of light on what Alabama was behind on, although that, they lost a lawsuit several years before that was supposed to, define moral turpitude, but they just never got to it. And once we got that campaign open, and my fight got to the Secretary of State, and, so many people learned so much about, hey, a formerly incarcerated person can run for office, or I can get my right to vote back. So a lot of the message, behind, what Tuscaloosa could possibly be, was cool. But also what came out of the campaign, when literally tens, hundreds, and maybe even 1,000 people, had an opportunity, or thousands of people now have the opportunity to vote that never had the opportunity to vote. So that was great. After that, I got involved with some statewide campaigns. For governor, I was working with James Fields, who ran for governor, also with Carl McClure, who ran for the Power Commission. And so I just learned a lot about campaigning, about messaging, just about how to do it, the right way, working with different people. I worked on probably 5 or 6 campaigns with different local elected officials, in Birmingham and surrounding areas. So I've learned a lot behind the scenes more. And it's really more about, all the things that were true when I ran the first time are true now. And I think the proof is in the pudding about like where from here, dynamics of what America, what Alabama, and what Tuscaloosa is. So I learned a lot, and looking into what right this time.
Okay, what had last time you was more of a social movement, or you was able to get people that maybe disenfranchised to a felon and whatever to vote. So how are you working with that now when it comes to those felons receiving their voting rights back?
I haven't. I've still been getting. I've gotten, man, I can't even count how many calls I've gotten. I've worked with people individually, point them in the right direction. It's really, I don't want to call it a simple process, but there's a lot of organizations that have gotten behind it. SELC. There's a lot of, get out the vote type of organizations that have gotten behind it, that were already kind of working with it. And I think, some of the things you do community and social work where you understand that some of the things are sometimes always a need or always in place, but sometimes it takes that little match. It might be a story in California. It might be a story in New York. It might be something. You just need that event to happen to kick off what you're trying to do and to make it more relevant, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't have to work on it every day, because there were already people that were kind of focused on working on it. And once we lit that match, they were able to take it and run with it. And the right people that, have always worked on those types of things are now flourishing and building that. So that's not one of my drives right now. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm about, small business and growing business and that type of thing. And I think the right people that work on that on a day-to-day basis certainly have the ball, and they're running with it.
Now I'm glad you mentioned, because that will segue right into my next question when you say about Black business. I know last time you was involved in an mayoral election here in the city of Tuscaloosa, you talked a lot about Black businesses and the Black business district. How would that look in Tuscaloosa now, if that's the same ideals you have now? How would that look in our community as a Black business district?
Well, right now, I think before we get into that, obviously we learned a lot. So before we get into that, we have to start to create the environment for entrepreneurism in the Black community. We have to, make resources more accessible. There's a lot of things that, my team and I are talking about, we're discussing, and that messaging will be certainly more clear when we if we decide to go forward. Because there's a lot of things that I certainly have on my plate from a personal standpoint, from a business standpoint. But at the same time, I have a love for Tuscaloosa. I see that there still has to be this change that our current leadership and our current administration are just not equipped to handle for a lot of different reasons. But the making the infrastructure, making the basis, and making the foundation of what it takes to even get to that point where we have a Black business district. We have to make the environment for business growth exist, and that's certainly important. And going back to what I've done or what I've been a part of, and we might go back and forth with this because there's a lot of things, but I was appointed to the steering committee for the city of Tuscaloosa. And I came in a little late, and I was just shocked about the conversations when I did come in, because I was appointed late, but that the people that the conversations that they had weren't really in that vibe. It was almost like Tuscaloosa has this plan to move forward, and it didn't really include us. And I brought up some good points, but it was almost like the thing was already, the ball was already rolling downhill. And I wanted to participate, but I saw where the changes were, and that thing's a project, so there's still some fat that needs to be cut off of that, but but we certainly have to create an environment for business, and then look at the possibility of creating those business districts, because centralized business is great for business. You don't want to be driving from the west side all the way to Alberta to get to one Black business. If our business are centrally located, it makes it more of a competitive environment, because we still, as business owners, have to compete not just with each other, but with everyone else that has a much larger landscape to deal with. And within our own communities, we still have people that are from outside of our communities that have more of the businesses that we do. So there's a lot that has to happen, and but it's going to take some transformational leadership in order to make that happen.
Okay, how do you well, okay, ooh, I can dig all the way into that, but I'm just move on to the next question. And I know I'm the type of person that hold your feet to the fire. So I am gonna ask the question. You was and we're gonna remain friends after the question, but you was all hell on changing our communities and hell bent on getting people in the right positions. But when you was moved to the framework committee, that kind of died down. I don't know if you was trying to work behind the scenes or trying to get what happened with all that, because it's like right after that you kind of disappeared off the scene.
Well, I that's I guess that's up for debate, but because a lot.
Just question. I'm sorry.
Right? No, you're good. But I mean, so like I said, like first of all, the business model that I've recreated, even when I came on, you saw one of my band's boys behind me. The growth business was just really going into an explosive type phase. You know what I'm saying? I was even as much as I wanted to be successful in Tuscaloosa, we can't always choose where the best success for us is. We just got to find that spot, right?
Right.
So I was getting more business out of town than I was getting in Tuscaloosa. And so I was on the road a lot, have been on the road consistently, haven't been anywhere near as successful because COVID has really killed a huge chunk of the type of business that I do with live events, conferences, concerts, conventions, and those type of things. So when those things shut down, it kind of but anyway, before that, I was really busy growing, this new creature that I created that kind of took on a life of its own, and the growth had been phenomenal, where I went from having one of those boards and now I got 16 of those boards. I got a new digital product that we're having manufactured. So the growth had been I wanted to participate, obviously more, and it wasn't anything more than just, hey, it's time to put your head down and do the best thing that you can for your family financially, and any kind of way that you can. I mean, taking on these social fights, if you're not funded properly, you can't fight very long.
Yeah, you can't fight at all.
Fight at all.
It's over with.
So I had to go back and get my funding together. I had to go back and get my life and my family and my business, back on point, because these fights, people think that you do it for attention or some type of hidden accolades, but it comes out of your pocket. You're riding up and down the road, you're going to meetings that end up going nowhere, it's a lot of time, so I had to focus on, taking care of my family for sure.
Okay. That answers that question. I'll leave that one alone then. Since the death of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor and Ahmaud Arbery and a host of others, since his death.
We can go back to Philando Castile.
Yeah, Philando Castile. We can go all the way back. We can go all the way back. So how do you see, as somebody that's interested in getting back into politics, how do you see the race relations here in the city of Tuscaloosa?
Well, I mean, just because of the circles I think I travel in, I've never really had, me personally, issues. And I don't think Tuscaloosa is a really racially friendly place, from the standpoint of how we interact with each other socially. But, there's some things, when you start mixing politics with that, that's when you start to have these feelings about people that you were probably cool with for years, right?
Yeah.
So these politics and watching Fox News and watching CNN and MSNBC kind of puts us in these different corners, in these different gangs and groups that we start to repeat what we hear and see on television to each other out in public. And now we're having the same debate that these two senators or whatever had on Fox News, and they're cussing and screaming at each other. It started to permeate itself throughout the community. So, but on a regular basis, when you just go to Wally World, you just go to the mall, or you just going to a game, it's not there. You know what I'm saying? But when we start talking about these match, these gaslight subjects that are going to send people in different directions just because you believe or think differently than another person. It doesn't mean that that person is bad. You have a different mindset. I don't think the relations are bad. I think that, with all of these things, I think bringing a sense of equity and a sense of ownership and a sense of I belong to a certain segment of people in the city, I think will make Tuscaloosa a better city. Because I think that if everybody's making money, everybody's doing well, I don't even think people care about color or religion or politics when everybody's doing well in their household. So I think we get around that by creating a better environment. But it starts with leadership as well, right? Because if we have leaders that aren't scared to have certain discussions and we can squash them right there, they don't linger for months and weeks and months and years. So
most definitely.
Yeah.
All right, Steph, we're gonna go into the what if part of the conversation. What if, and that's gonna be then gonna come the question. Okay, what if Steph Lewis was the mayor? What do you think about all the blight that is in Tuscaloosa? How can you change that?
So, since 2003, and I don't, so since 2003, there's been a plan to cure blight on the west side, which is going to be west south side is going to be where most of the blight is. And that takes real serious investments and time and money and just, bringing these stakeholders within the community together to look at what that really is. Every 4 years, it seems like they do a study, and I think they use the west side as kind of like this is what we're going to do. We're going to fix it to get the black vote, right? So, but they never fix it. And, it's 2003, they did a study. In 2007, they did a study. They just did, I think they did one in 15, and then they just did another one, that launched the steering committee, right? So you do these things and, you're just looking for, okay, what it is. They're just naming what it is, but they're not doing anything about it. But that also means you have to have a relationship with the people there. You have to tell them what this is, how to acquire these properties. There was supposed to be a land bank created all the way back from 2003. There was supposed to be a land bank created. That was never created. And when you don't have those things in place, it's kind of hard to attack those things that haven't been justified. They haven't been, documented, and people don't know how to, acquire the properties, or you don't give it or paint it that picture for businesses that try to come in to do something about it. You just point them away from that community and tell them, well, it's always been this bad, so you might want to invest somewhere else. So we just got to be pointed about how we frame the investments on the west side, who has and find better ways to capitalize any development in those blighted areas.
All right, good. That's good, because we have a lot of blight, especially in southwestern Tuscaloosa, over in the Shacktown, Peanut Hill area. In those areas, we still have major flooding problems when it rains. We still have drainage problems. We still have swamp areas that flows back into our neighborhoods. We still have, we have deficiency in lighting when it comes to some streets. You turn down some streets, it's so dark, you got to cut your lights on bright just to get to the end of the street. We got a lot of stuff.
And I will say this: the below the ground on the west side, right? Mm-hmm. How they just went through downtown and all that, running those new pipes and new everything downtown. Well, the west side is older than downtown. Mm-hmm. So if you think downtown was bad, you wouldn't even imagine there's people on the west side with above ground sewer. You know what I mean? Like, it's most so if we have that infrastructure on the west side, that means that what's below the ground there is way worse than what you saw downtown.
Yeah, most definitely.
And you're over by that water. So I mean, there's some infrastructural changes. It's going to take literally hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of dollars just to bring it up to the point where we can bring new business over there. And they're not talking about that, but that's true. You know what I mean? So we got to have people that see that, feel that. I'm from there. I grew up in Capri Village, behind the Glen. You know what I'm saying? So I'm as west side as you get. Fortunately for us, our parents, after a certain age, got us over to, was considered a better area, but that's home. And until we fix those things, Tuscaloosa will never be right or pure or great until we fix those things.
Exactly, most definitely. My friend of mine is remodeling his grandfather's home, and he got to the end of his revitalization project, and the last thing to do was to hook up the sewage and stuff, and it took him thousands and thousands of extra dollars just sewage lines, because the lines were so old and decrepit and bad that he couldn't even hook his new stuff up to the old stuff that had been there since my grandmother then moved in the neighborhood back in the 40s and 50s. So it was crazy. We got a lot of infrastructure stuff. So hopefully somebody listening on the city council, election coming up. Election coming up.
I hope you don't think that. I hope you don't think they don't know.
Yeah, they listening. They listening. They're gonna watch the replay. Election coming up, and we're gonna hold you accountable. Believe that. Okay, next question. What if Steph Lewis was mayor? What would you do to address the youth violence that has been plaguing our city in the last few years? I know.
Well, I mean, I think one thing we have to be careful, certainly with when we're talking about, violence in our community, is when you separate the emotional violence, right? Like you disrespecting me right here, and I'm finna check you on the spot. There's really or violence that's due to love, right? There's really hard to really cure those things. But I will say this: a lot of times we have like violent crime that comes to killing people because, especially when it's at your first reaction, there's an issue with conflict resolution that we don't really have a grasp on. We don't know we haven't been able to get it to kids at a much, much younger age. I mean, conflict resolution should be something that we're teaching in, not middle school, but in elementary school, first, second grade, when you first start to have these issues with somebody taking your crayon, somebody, slapping your books out of your hand. I mean, because now, and then there's a certain battle that we have with the media outside of school, whether it's the music or what's on television or what's at the movies. And because of the racial climate, everything is such a heightened sense that when you're Black or African American, we already been, kind of stumped on a little bit. So it don't take a whole lot to set us all the way off. You know what I mean? Yeah. So we have to work on conflict resolution at an early age. We have to work on, hopefully we develop programs for parenting skills. There's so much that we can do, but we also have to create the environment for success. We have to create what people, make the youth stakeholders in the future so that they see that I can't mess up because this is the future that I have for myself. That kid that plays football that knows that that's his way out, it's hard to get him off the track because he sees a vision for the future. And then we have to create a better vision for the future for more kids that aren't athletes, for kids that want to code, or kids that want to have a technical skill, or, we have to show them a better future. And your point about blight is one of those things that causes people to not care. You see enough raggediness enough, that's how you feel. That's
normal.
What you see. Normal. That type of stuff. So we certainly have to get rid of the blight. We certainly have to create more buy-in and more sense of ownership for the youth, so that they know you don't want to mess up right here, because look, on the other side of this, it ain't even just got to be a college. You can have this type of skill and you can make this type of money. I've been noticing more kids getting into welding now because they see the kind of dollars you can make welding. It's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? So when you start to present them certain things at a much younger age, teach them how to resolve conflicts, help people in their homes if they have a problem with their children, to really, really hone in on these issues that are a lot of times emotional, and a lot of times because they don't have any sense of ownership in the future. And we have to create those environments for sure.
All right, that's good. That's good, Steph. I like your what you're saying, and that I agree with a lot of stuff that you do and say. and you speak out against. So now our last segment in the last 12 minutes, it's gonna be thoughts on, and I'm gonna say thoughts on, I'm gonna say a word, and I want you to give me 30 seconds on that word, or those 2 words, or 3 words, whatever I say, and then we're gonna move on to the next one. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, thoughts on the city council.
Could be more effective. Of the city, but city council, I think we have some that need to be replaced. I won't be saying specifically, but hopefully we have a transformational election. Some of the people that I've heard that may be running, and and I'm still looking at running myself. But I think that I think it could be better. Everything could be better. You know what I'm saying? And then I think it should have a better vision for the future.
All right, thoughts on city schools.
City schools. My last check, I haven't looked into that this year. I mean, a really year laboratory stuff. I was doing a lot of things. Our test scores were horrible. I mean, we had some failing schools at the time. I don't know if they've gotten that corrected over the last year or not. I think some schools came off the list. But I think, a lot of that is just honing in. A lot of it has something to do with math and reading, and we just got to hone in on those things. And that comes with having those programs to help parents better with their children and understand what their problems are.
All right. Thoughts on Elevate. I know you can go 10 minutes on that one, but just give me about 1 minute or less.
1 minute or less.
Yeah.
Just in my opinion, I mean, it looks good, but it does not address the issues that Tuscaloosa really needs to be focused on and worried about right now.
Okay. I know one, and I'm gonna jump way off the topic right now, and I'm gonna say one thing that I don't like about Elevate. It doesn't address immediate needs. It addresses needs, long-term needs, which is great. 5, 10, 20, 30 years from now, but it don't address those immediate needs when it comes to systemic stuff that happens in blighted areas and
right. Could we
stuff
take
like
that one set and create a better environment for entrepreneurialism and helping, help fund or guarantee loan guarantees with banks that haven't been giving money? You know what I'm saying? There's a lot more things we could do. So,
yeah. All right.
I don't say too much. I'm talking too much.
No, you good. Thoughts on small businesses in the city during this COVID pandemic?
I feel for them as a small business owner, as an entrepreneur myself. Anybody that comes out of this will definitely be stronger, but I just hate to see the businesses that have been around for years have to close their doors. It's the saddest, most depressing thing as a business owner. I just having to shut down a business or stop a business, man, that's the most disappointing and disheartening thing that you could go through, and especially if it's no fault of your own. So my heart goes out to them, and I just hope there's some money coming down the pipe with relief that'll help them open doors or do something else.
Yeah, it's been hectic here locally. I know in the nation it's really been hectic when it comes to the shutting down of the businesses and different things. And what we have to learn to be accustomed to now because of this pandemic is really taxing, not only on the mind, but it's also taxing on your spirit also. Because you can get into a place mentally that the rest of your body are shut down. And when you're used to going and doing stuff, Miss Page said, hope all small businesses have applied for the disaster loan. It's still available. So if you got a small business in the city, apply for that loan. Go ahead, Steph. I'm sorry.
That's really interesting because myself, I applied, and several other. I haven't talked with everybody, but several other small Black business owners have applied and were turned down for whatever reason. Mine is still kind of pending a little bit. I'm going back and forth with them, but I've been seeing people that don't even have businesses getting $20,000 and $30,000. I'm really, really baffled by this, and all the steps that I had to do to prove that, I'm a business owner, and I know people that don't even have businesses with checks is ridiculous. I don't even know how that's working. And,
it's all about who you know and who you apply through.
Well, hopefully they have some bail money set aside, because I see where there's some task force coming through that's going back to reclaim these millions of dollars that have been misappropriated.
Hey, they go get them. That's all I say. Because Lord Jesus, Miss Frazier said, call her. She can help you.
I will definitely reach out for sure.
Yeah, she's right in the text line. So, she's I don't know, but she's my publicist. We're gonna take this thing to another level. But anyway, that's a whole nother conversation.
Shameless plug.
Yeah, shameless plug. With the 5 minutes we got left, Step, man, I appreciate you coming on, brother. And
I appreciate you having me.
I saw your post and I was like, that'll be, are we ready for not even a black man, but are we ready to move past what we already have? So with these last couple minutes, talk to the people about why you.
Say again?
Talk to the people why, with the last few minutes left, last couple minutes left, talk to the people about why Step Lewis for mayor, or are you say you're going, are you just exploring it, or are you definitely going to run, or are you, give your pitch, shoot your shot. I can say it like that.
So the exploratory is more about making sure that we have the right people in place, because I will say this, I've been pretty active over the years, and I felt like at Tuscaloosa that we have to do it in a real way, like, the right people in place, the right type of financing, the right type of monies to really, really, really compete and do it in a responsible way. So that's what the exploratory really is about. Like I said, there's some business things that I'm working on that are certainly important to me, but the city of Tuscaloosa is also important to me. And before I take on this shot, I got to realize that my business is growing. I'm going to shut that down for a second. I'm working with, my daughter's getting ready to release a project, and I'm working with her on that. And I really, really got to, sacrifice on this one, but it's also about the type of money. We got the kind of human resources that it's going to take. I have a great team already, and the messaging that we have is going forward. So I can't really get too much into that, but I will say that the future needs people that are not afraid to take on the fights of racism, of structural, systematic racism. We cannot fight these things. That if we're going to make that change, we got to make it. It's got to be transformational. It's not just about electing a black person, or is Tuscaloosa ready for a black mayor. It's about, is Tuscaloosa ready to, squash and end structural and systematic racism that permeates within itself. And if you can't do that by continuing to do the same things over and over again, you can't do that by having someone that may be afraid to even address these issues because of what it may look like. These things are real. We're more in an age of truth and transparency, and where people want to deal with these things. And I just really feel like I have the strength. I don't, I'm not the type of person, me, I'm not the type of person to be out here trying to make friends just to be shaking hands and smiling in people's faces. It's real to me. And I'm passionate about the changes that we can make in our community, in our city, that we can take Tuscaloosa to a whole nother level. The future is important to me. I'm in technology, so I'm always thinking about the future. And so when we look at those things, we have to decide whether we want to stay here. And I think that anybody should be challenged with, if we want to end structural or systematic racism, we have to do it with people that are focused and have a passion for ending these things. And that's what it will probably come down to, is the fact of, do we keep things the way that they are, or do we take a calculated chance on changing the outcome of what these things look like, and having the conversations that we need to have, and having plans and strategies on how to alleviate these things. Not just talk about them, but alleviate systematic racism in our system.
You're right, man. You're right. And I appreciate your passion. I appreciate your drive, stuff for our community. Man, thank you, Steph, for coming on. Don't be a stranger, sir. Keep plugging, keep pushing, and regardless what you do, what decision you come up with, man, we need you working in our communities to help raise a generation, whether it's through entrepreneurship, whether it's through technology education, and whether it's just mentoring a young man that had a hard time.
For sure. You continue to do your work, bro. I see you. And then we have to also, when I say small business, I'm talking about nonprofit organizations too, because that is a business.
Yep.
It's done a different kind of way, but we have to make sure that the people that are doing the work in the community are also properly funded so they can keep that work going and do hire people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to be able to do that for sure.
Man.
All right, man. Have a good one. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. Thank you for coming on.
All right, man.
All right. That was Miss Lewis, guys. Is Tuscaloosa ready for change? Is Tuscaloosa ready for a new mayor? Not a black mayor, Hispanic mayor, female mayor? Is Tuscaloosa ready for change? And I'm not endorsing anybody. I'm not most definitely not running for mayor. All city council ain't running for nothing but Taco Bell, running for the border. But I think wholeheartedly we are ready for change in Tuscaloosa from top to bottom. We have a lot of issues here in the city of Tuscaloosa that is so underlined and undergirded in selflessness and selfishness that our communities that we live in, whether it's black, white, purple, green, especially in those underserved communities, will never grow. We have the manpower and we have the capital. We just got to have the fortitude to do it. We have to really we have to ask that question to all our elected officials coming up in March. All your elected officials, your school board, your city council, your mayor, your what have you, city clerk, what have you. We have to ask one question. What have you done for me to make my life better? And if you can't come up with an answer within a second, we need to make a change. You can ask your city council, what if you live in Shacktown on 26th Avenue, ask them, what have you done for me to make my life better? If you can't come up with an answer real fast, make a change. If you live West End, what have you done for me? Make a change. You live in north of the river, ask the same question. What have you done for me lately that affects my life today, tomorrow, and next year, 5 years from now? What have you done? What have you done? And even need to ask, if not ask yourself, ask them, what have you done? What have you done, Mr. and Mrs. City Council person, Mr. and Mrs. Mayor, Mr. and Mrs. County Commission? What have you done? Look in the mirror, ask yourself, what have they done for us? What have they done for me today to make my life better? Then you come up with your answers, then we can make some changes. Or we just keep getting the same old crap that we're always getting. You know, if you don't change the spoon or you don't change the meal, you're gonna keep eating the same old meal all over and over and over again. At some point, you got to change the meal. So thank you guys for joining us, Kitchen Table Conversations. Join us Wednesday at 12 o'clock. Man Talk. It's great. Wow, it's pre-recorded, guys. So we'll be airing it Wednesday at 12. It's gonna be crazy funny, man. We're gonna have a good time. Adam and myself, Doughboy and myself, we're gonna have a good time. And last thing I want to say, guys, continue to pray for each other. Continue to pray for our families that have been affected so much by this deadly pandemic. We have over 100 and some odd deaths right here in Tuscaloosa behind this pandemic. Today we had a death of somebody. Some of Facebook friends, your classmates and stuff passed away today. Classmate passed away today. A close cousin of mine passed away Saturday. My first cousin, my father's brother's daughter, passed away a month or so ago from COVID. So let's not be selfish and go out without a mask on in these crowds, without social distancing, without washing our hands, and without being safe, because the very life you might save might be your own. So let's be mindful of that. Pray for these affected families that's suffering and hurting in the ICU, and they can't come see their mom or their dad, or they don't see them at the dinner table anymore. They don't see them when they pick them up at the house anymore because they passed away behind this pandemic. So pray for those families. Pray for those affected families. Let's send one up to them. And we had one guest say, listen to the framework meeting on Thursday nights. We're going to find a link to that and we're going to post it. Framework will really give you a more detailed outlook of what's going on when it comes to planning in a city. It's not just good enough to sit at the table, but you got to demand a plate too. You can sit at the table and be just as much out of position as if you was running outside. So if you're sitting at the table, you got a seat, demand a plate. Demand a plate. Because if not, you're doing more damage sitting there than you is if you wasn't sitting there. So thank y'all for coming on Kitchen Table Conversation. Tune in next week, Monday night, 8 o'clock, to the next episode, Kitchen Table Conversation. Peace out.